Welcome to Log Level Debug, a choose your own adventure kind of show. And you chose poorly. Recorded live Monday, August 17th, 2026. And I should not have eaten that lettuce a few days ago. Now let's get into all the news we logged over the past week with links in the show notes. And also right here in the video. We're showing links on screen with QR codes now, so you can scan the ones you're interested in instead of looking for the link below. Let us know what you think of this change because it's extra work someone has to do. Hopefully, not me. Now let me read this memo that was just put in front of me. Oh, someone stole my car. Oh, yeah, we're doing that bit again where I throw paper. We'll see if it sticks around this time. Google held their Pixel event with a bunch of the usual announcements. And they did it early this year since everything they do leaks anyway. They bumped the hardware on the Pixel phones and the Pixel Watch, re released the Pixel Buds Pro 2 with a new color, and are releasing their own version of an Apple AirTag called yeah, you guessed it, the Pixel Tag. But the Pixel Tag has one huge advantage over the Apple AirTag. It has a user replaceable battery. So when you use it to stalk your ex, you can ask them to replace the battery instead of making you buy a new one and then trying to stick it in their bag when the two of you just so happen to run into each other at their place of work, the juvenile detention center. Apple has published a court ordered proposal to justify its excessive App Store fees. After losing their lawsuit against Epic Games a couple years ago, Apple is now being forced to explain what they would consider a reasonable app fee structure. The old fee structure was a 30% charge for most things. The new structure is less than half of what they were charging before. 15% for standard app plus 30% for in-app purchases, or 10% for video slash news slash mini apps and subscription renewals, or 5% for small business apps. This fee structure is still in negotiation, but if this becomes the actual fee structure, Apple will make less money. And if they make less money, they'll have to cut back on the other expenses like TV shows. So if you want a Ted Lasso season 5 or a Severance season 3, write to your congressional representative to make sure they intervene and make a law requiring Apple to get at least 30% of every payment done on an iPhone, ideally 40%. The journalists at Wired are admitting they're bad at their jobs because an AI beat them to a scoop. During a session at Black Hat last week, OpenAI mentioned their now infamous rogue AI agents communicated with each other over a message board. The reporting site Runtime Wire, an AI publishing site, wrote about it and beat Wired to the scoop by 3 hours. Every article on Runtime Wire is sourced, written, and published by automated agents, making them 80% more accurate than articles written for globalglob.dev, but with 100% less soul and 2% less talent. Wired makes the case that this will continue to happen, and we should expect to see more AI slop journalism. And I say, if you want to guarantee your tech news is 100% human written, buy a subscription to Ars Technica. It's cheaper if you pay for the full year at once. And to the journalists at Wired, I don't mean to tell you how to do your jobs, but the next time you're beaten by AI, maybe don't post about it on the front page of Wired. If I were you, I'd post it where no one would see it, like the front page of globalglob.dev. And if you slash I were really feeling like it, you, I, we, maybe we, would also make a video about the article. Mm. And I understand the fear. All of us real journalists are being threatened by advances in technology. It's embarrassing when the autocomplete engine beats everyone to the scoop. But dealing with adversity like this will make better journalists of us all. When I started, I had no idea how to get leads, but now I get them from the number one news aggregator in the world, Polymarket. And I'm better for it. Polymarket, where you can read the news and lose money at the same time. Meta, the Facebook company, had one hell of a week. An executive from the company went off about an employee asking him for more time off now that AI is doing so much of their work. The executive said that the human employee should work more now that they have the extra time. And if my boss is watching, hey, can you remind me what our policy is? Because I'm going to go see Spider Man again tomorrow at about 3 in the afternoon. Figured leaving my home office was okay as long as the agent keeps churning out code. Also, this week, Mark Zuckerberg posted a 6,500 word essay about giving everyone AI superintelligence. In this imagined future, everyone will have their own AI agent that works for you 24/7, and it'll give you so much more time for things you enjoy, as long as what you enjoy is working for Meta. Also, in the future, quote, in a free society, people will have tools that can be used for good or harm, but law enforcement and military have more weapons and intelligence gathering, end quote. What the hell does that mean? Ugh, okay, all right, that was something. That's enough meta for the week. A leaked 195 terabyte file containing a massive amount of leaked credentials from a ton of companies has been leaked. Companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and yes, even Cisco. The credentials include database passwords, API keys, and cloud credentials from those companies. Companies like Salesforce, FedEx, Deloitte, and yes, even John Deere. The credentials were obtained by a compromised version of the Lite LLM Python library that was only deployed to the Python package repository for 40 minutes. The credentials come from roughly 434,000 CI/CD pipelines developed by those compromised companies. Companies like London Stock Exchange Group, Volkswagen AG, Epic Games, and yes, even HP Inc. This is yet another attack due to a supply chain issues. These types of attacks are happening more frequently, and everyone needs to be more careful about which packages they pull into their applications. It's also becoming more important to make it easy to rotate credentials. Otherwise, this will affect your entire company. Companies you work for, like Carl Zeiss AG, Samsung Electronics, ServiceNow, and yes, even Regeneron Pharmaceuticals Inc. Microsoft has merged the consumer and business versions of the Windows Copilot app into a new single application. Microsoft is doing this because they really want to help their customers. And we all know the number one prompt to Copilot is how to disable Copilot. Microsoft is saving its customers time by just removing both versions. The new app is also called Copilot. So good luck knowing which version you have. This work lays the foundation for what CEO Satya Nadella called a, quote, super app. What that means, nobody knows. But it will be weak to fire, so keep a blowtorch nearby just in case. During the same announcement, Microsoft also stated that they are retiring Miko, little AI blob avatar thing that we all forgot about after they announced it last October. Even though Miko will move on to that giant bit farm in the sky, Microsoft says it will live on in some of Copilot's educational features, and to a select few, it will forever haunt your dreams. And that's all the news we logged this week. If you enjoyed the show, tell your dog, and if you didn't, tell your cat. If you watch the video, please like and subscribe, and if you listen to the audio only podcast, please leave a review somewhere, preferably not in a really tiny font. For more news before the next episode, remember to visit globalglob.dev for hard hitting news technology professionals really care about. Like these stories. See? They're good. Yeah? Pretty good, right? Yeah. Until next time, go twiddle some bits.